JKB back with another episode. Today on the show, I'm start this off with a giveaway. Let's just give away a copy of Gears 4 really quickly because ANC Games here in Toronto has decided to give a copy away on my show. All you have to do is go to the link in the ender bar, which is their Facebook fan page, click that like button, and simply write, I want a copy of Gears 4 on their wall. That's all you have to do. In the next couple of weeks, they're going to pick a winner randomly and send the game out to you. So thank you so much to ANC Games for supplying a free copy for you guys. I just went down there and I asked them and they said, boom, yeah, here you go, take this. So I hope you guys enter that because I want them to do more giveaways, and they will do more giveaways if you guys pay attention to them. So please go to their Facebook fan page and like it. It would mean the world to me, and it would help you guys get more free games. I mean, somebody has to win it, so please go do it. Also, thank you to Microsoft for sending over the Ultimate Edition of Gears of War 4, and they also sent me a Gears pizza, which was very strange, but it was awesome, I gotta say that. But getting a Gears of War 4 pizza on last week was just, I don't know, I ate it. It was delicious, so thank you to Microsoft for sending it over. Thank you so much for the Ultimate Edition, Microsoft. Of course, now, let me just bash the game a little bit because they did send it over for free. And on this show, there's no nonsense. I'm not bought. Nobody can purchase me unless it's a lot of money. And that's usually Ubisoft, so that's a different company. So let's get into this right now. Right now, what I'm going to do is tell you there will be a minor spoiler in the story when I talk about it. So if you've got your knickers in a bunch about spoilers, get the fuck out, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not, because that's how this works. It's edited and recorded way before. I have no idea what I'm talking about now. So let's get into the Gears of War 4 review. Of course, I'm going to do this because I always do this in every review. I'm going to go over the pros and the cons of Gears 4. I have to start with the thing that stood out like a sore thumb to me right off the fucking hop. And that would be Hollywood nowadays has something called a soft reboot. Jurassic World, The Force Awakens, any of those major blockbuster films are now tied to their original counterparts. And when they do that, they usually do some sort of homage to the original, like bring back a character from the past, and then introduce new characters and surround that old character with the new characters and relate the story back to the old version of the movie. And this time around, Gears of War 4 is a soft reboot in terms of video games. Is that a bad thing? Well, some of us can consider it being a very bad thing because it's not very original. It's essentially the same thing we've seen in past games. And when I say that this game, let me just say this. This game is so lacking depth in terms of its story mode that it would be impossible to drown myself in it. Like if it was a puddle, it would be very, I couldn't even drown myself in it. It's just so unbelievable in terms of its story and how bad it is that I'm just going to tell you right now, the campaign is extremely disappointing to me. So if you're going to send me hate, thumbs down the video, go do it now, because of course you're not going to wait until the end of the video for the score because it's the fucking internet. Let me just move past that and go into pacing and what pacing means to a video game. Well, in terms of a video game, pacing was something that was never around back in the day. 20 years ago, when you're playing Super Mario Bros. On your NES or whatever, you're not looking at a game for its pacing. But now we are in the generation of games that want to be films. They want to be films, interactive films, and they want to entertain us in ways that they've never done before. Well, that would require somebody to be able to come into the studio and actually write a script that is intriguing, that keeps me engaged throughout the whole story, and not just relying on the amazing gameplay that this game offers us. However, not very original. It's just coming from the past games. They've added obviously a few little things that you can do here and there. For instance, charge an enemy and stagger them and then, shank them in the neck. That's cool and all, but in terms of the gameplay, I played this game 4 times already, with Judgment added in there, which was kind of a shit show. But saying all of that, why am I harping on the story and the pacing and everything? It's because This one part, and this is spoiler warning because for God's sakes, if I didn't say that, people would come to my house and try to kiss me. Here's what happens. Spoiler. It's a very minor spoiler, so calm down. Obviously, we know Marcus Phoenix is in this story, and the story is about his son and a group of friends that have basically discovered a new... They're not the locusts, but a swarm, and this is the enemy in the game. They're coming from deep underground in caves. Now, they go to Marcus for help. I'm not going to give away the whole story here, but one of the enemies, known as a Snatcher, snatches Marcus up, and they have to go on a little mission to save him at the beginning of the game. And this is where it loses major points, and this is where it went off the rails. I mean, the first couple of acts, the chapters at the beginning were extremely boring to me, and I thought, oh, at least the scenery is gorgeous. I mean, we're not looking at the usual gloom and doom. It was very bright. The graphics are fucking amazing at times. And the story was just simply, here it is, that's it. Go over there and do that. Go do this. So his father gets captured, and you're assuming, oh shit, this is crazy. We're going to get something serious here. We're going to get this emotional impact. But no, all of the characters decide to break it down into stereotypical jokes about the enemy and how gross they are, and just stupidity is just on screen for the next 2 hours until you get Marcus back. So end of spoiler. Sorry about that, but I had to fucking say it because it really does put a damper into the story for me. And I'm just being honest here. If I had to base this game alone on its campaign, I'm talking like a 7 out of 10. That's what this game would get. It's decent because it's relatable to the original Gears. It's a soft reboot, but that's enough of the story. Let me just go into what I love about this game and what really does save the game. Some of the elements of multiplayer back in the day, of course, was Horde mode, which is something that a lot of other games ripped off over the years. And this game has the best Horde mode I've ever seen in any game, period. There's so many little things that come up in Horde mode that I absolutely adore. The fact that you now have to pick up the points and dump them into, I'm just going to call it a fabricator, because that's what it's actually called in the game. Now, the fabricator is a device that they bring into the battlefield, and it can be moved. And you put points into it, and then you're able to set up defenses, such as, you know, barbed wire fences or a turret or whatever you want. And you can move those things around as well. But that also shows up in the main story campaign, which is something that I wasn't expecting. And it was a welcome addition when I was playing co-op. Now, single player Horde mode in the campaign can be quite boring because you don't have a teammate to talk to. The AI in the game is decent. I wouldn't say it's spectacular, but it does its job. But Horde mode is one of the best aspects of this game, and I have to say, that's what saves the whole fucking game for me. Horde mode, and of course the multiplayer, which comes back to saying that, you know, couch multiplayer is a big deal in Gears of War. Of course, if you go back in time, Gears of War was always something that you'd play with your friends in couch multiplayer and online. So you'd be online with your friend and playing online. Playing on the couch with your friend, but playing online. And that was always a huge aspect of the game. And in saying all of that, multiplayer is, again, some of the best multiplayer in a Gears game ever. I mean, the Horde mode in the multiplayer is spectacular. You have things called like dodgeball, where basically you resuscitate one of your teammates when you kill one of the enemies, and it just goes back and forth constantly the whole match. And it's a real nail biter. And then there's another mode where they give you different guns during different times of the mission, and then they cycle through them, and by the end you're done with like down to a pistol, and it comes down to the actual strategy and the gameplay. Who's the best at it? That's what it comes down to. And I'd say it's a little bit more arcadey in the sense that it's, I don't know how to really explain it to you guys, but it really does seem like they understand what it was supposed to be in this game, because they wanted to open it up. And of course, this is a soft reboot, so they want everybody who's going to play it to be able to pick up, play, and understand everything that's going on. There's a ton of new weapons in this game, which I'm not even going to get into. Some of them are cool. The buzzsaw is kind of interesting, but I feel like the sound effects to it are a little cheap. That's me nitpicking, of course. Thumbs down the video for that. Listen, overall, The graphics are fucking gorgeous. Somebody was saying like, oh, the beta looks like shit. The beta looks like shit. The whole game's gonna look like shit. No. You got it wrong. First and foremost, the beta has nothing to do with the final game. It never represents the final game realistically. So when I played the beta, I thought this looks really bad. Playing the full game now, holy shit. There are parts in this that look as good as Uncharted 4 on the PS4, and I mean, that's saying a lot, because PS4 graphics with Uncharted 4 are like fucking mind-blowing, and there are moments where I was like, this is unbelievable. This is like the best graphics I've seen on this system, but there are also moments where you'll get slight, pop-ins and little technical issues that will bring it down a little bit. In terms of the frame rate, I didn't notice anything that really caused the game to crash or anything weird like that. Never crashed on me once. I'm trying to get over things like, I'm trying to say things so you guys understand the what this game encompasses, because you've got an amazing multiplayer experience, amazing Horde mode, with a campaign that is supposed to launch it into a new trilogy, which is the biggest disappointment of the game. And I said if I just wanted to do the campaign, I'd say it was a 7 out of 10. However, I thought about this because I don't want I don't want you guys to think that the campaign is the most important part of this package. So what I'm going to do is basically give you the score for Gears of War 4, and this is based solely on the Horde mode and the multiplayer being spectacular, because the campaign will get you through an amazing experience in terms of the gameplay. There's some parts in this where the pacing is brilliant, but the characters are dull. I'm not interested in the new Marcus Phoenix, his son. The female character doesn't do that much. She has the typical female characteristics, and the other character is just the same thing you've seen in every other game ever. I mean, there's nothing really there. I'm gonna give Gears of War 4, well, it depends how many dislikes I want. If I give it a 7 at the end, wouldn't that be brutal? Would you guys be like, oh my god, Jay's the same as GameSpot, oh my god. No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fucking do it right. Gears gets an 8.5 out of 10 for being the best multiplayer experience on Xbox One to date. There's nowhere else to go on Xbox One except Gears 4. It's fucking spectacular. It blows Halo out of the water, even though it's an Xbox property as well. And I'm actually very impressed with Horde mode. It's the best mode in a Gears ever. Thank you so much for watching. Keep in mind, if you want to win a copy of Gears 4, again, go to the ANC fan page on Facebook, like it, and simply write, I want a copy of Gears 4. That's all you got to do to win a copy. They'll send it out to you in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching. I know this went a little long. I apologize, but I just wanted to be myself. Thank you so much. I love all the things you say to me on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. You guys are great. You mean the world to me. I'm fucking out of here.